Let's go back to our graphs again. Now that you understand about the mean, median, mode, range, the types of questions that you would probably be able to answer for a circle graph. In this case, the portions of the circle are size related. We're talking about relationships here, and this relationship would be size. So the size of the pieces tell us some information about who got the most votes. Looking at this circle, a question might be, which two children had the same amount of votes? There aren't any numbers on there, but how can you tell? Well, Tracy and Deb, they both have the same size piece, and this one also is color-coded. So you might be able to pick that out. Maybe the question would be, who got the second most votes? And in this case, looking over the circle, the size of the piece, you might be able to give the correct answer of Lewis. In this case, we do have some numbers. They're presented as percentages, but we could say how much more popcorn than candy was consumed. And then we would have a subtraction problem here. If you added up the three, the candy, the other, and the ice cream, would it equal the amount of popcorn? That might be a typical question that you could do. These are some of the kinds of questions that you could be asked if you were to analyze the graph. What color has more than 4 blocks on them? So you can't say red, that has exactly 4. This was asking more than 4. So we would have blue and yellow. Maybe the question would be, if you added the blues and the reds, would that be more or less than the yellows? You see how they will play around with this data? So those kinds of questions might be asked on a pictograph. Also, we need to understand the key, if there's any key on the graphs. In this case, it's just not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's 7D, because each of those squares meant 10 shirts.